because he was just impressed that I was asking him questions about things that had to do with life. You know, I wasn't just another guy asking him about his favorite 1176 setting, because we all know it's a blue stripe out of the 4 that he has in a rack. You know, like it's like things like that. I'm like, I don't care about none of that. I care about, like, so, you know, when you were a kid, you know, like, what was fun for you as a kid? Like, what did you do? Like, you know, you ended up working up in the studio. That's dope. What did your mom do? Like, your mom got you into this, so what did she do? What kind of person was your mother? You know what I'm saying? In your eyes. Things like that are what matter to be asked to someone of that caliber. You know what I mean? Because they get asked the same thing all the time.
Totally. Wow, dude, you got to start your own podcast now.
Oh, dude, like I told you, I do these all the time, man. I have interviews. I get interviewed all year long, and it's just like, I have the weirdest, craziest life because I have things happen to me, and then it's like the byproduct of me continuously keep going. I get these other awesome things that pop up, you know, and it's all kind of at random, but these are the things that I'd be looking forward to, you know, like doing this, doing something like this to me is so dope. It's like equally up there with when I mix a record. You know, I get the same kind of love.
I'm honored, man. I'm honored.
But back to your original question, though. So workflow wise, mixing wise, when it comes to doing like mixes and stuff like that, I'm very, very lead vocal focused. Like 100% of the way. Like
I could tell that just by listening to some of your mixes that the vocal is always prominent.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, sounds great.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I grew up doing this genre of music, of rap, hip hop, R&B. You get forced when you're younger to work with just 2-track beats. That's it. And that leaves you at the mercy of the skill level of the producer. So, on a high, great sounding beat, man, my job is not that hard. On something low quality and the person didn't know what they were doing, it's time to bust out the old multi-band compressor.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you know? That's the thing. You got to make sure that you're prepared for that. Like, the experience has to teach you, this is when I do that. Don't do that here. You know, the low end is crazy. So we got to control that.
Yeah.
I love Crystal Reality's approach and attitude towards mixing. It's what I've adopted as I don't care what it takes to get it there. I'm just going to turn these knobs and get it there. I don't care if I turned this knob and it was 15 dB boost and everyone's like, oh my God, you can't do that. The reality is, yes, I can. I just did it. And it's what the record needed. And it works. Like, that's my adopted philosophy when it comes to mixing overall. I don't care how deep the cut has to be. I don't care how big the boost has to be or how wide the bandwidth. I don't really care too much about the expectations on, you know, if you're going to boost, make it a small boost. That's not the world I live in. You know, that's not the music that I listen to. That's not how the clients listen and want to rock out to their music. People love music and they want to hear it and they want to feel it. And my question is, did I make it emotional enough so that way people understood what was the whole concept of the record? Did I add delays in the right spot so we're not having empty space here for nothing? Did I add just enough reverb on this guitar part so that way it emotionally gives you something that'll twirl around your headphones or in your car and make you feel like you're sitting there with the artist while they're playing this solo? These are those things that I care about. And I learned and picked those up of, I'm going to twist these knobs until it works.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like our eyes lie to us a lot when we're mixing, especially on the computer. And you see like, oh, that 10K boost looks like that's a bit too much. But like, does it sound good? And
I've learned to veer off. I've learned. So I have this over here on top of my desk. I have this TC Electronic. What is it? This metering joint right here. I just can't think of the name. I'm really bad with names sometimes. But I've learned when I'm making moves on the screen that I'll look at that and I'll just veer off and let my ears do the walking for as I'm moving this band on like my Pro Q3. And then cool. And this is good. And I've also learned the importance of not spending too much time on a singular sound.
Right.
You know, what happens is we as engineers will get obsessive.
Right.
You know, I rather go and just make crazy cuts all over the place because they're needed, not just because I read it in some book or I saw it in a video. I'm only doing it because it's clashing with something else or it's in the way of something else. Other than that, I don't really care. And 9 times out of 10, I'm really cutting things because it's just in the way of the lead vocal, you know?
Really?
Yeah, that's really it, to be honest. Again, I respect the producer and what they've done. I respect the artist and what they've done. But the reality is we live in a world where people want to hear the kick. They want to hear the snare. They want to hear the bass. They want to hear the lead vocal. And they want to hear whatever melodic instrument is the main instrument in the song. It's those 5 things, and everything else just fills in these holes in between. But those are the 5 main ingredients that people always want, no matter what genre of music you have.
That's true.
It could be any genre of music. It doesn't even matter at this point. But that's what people want. So I'm servicing the artists and I'm servicing the people. And really, the artist just want to give the people what they're used to eating. They just want to give it to them with their seasoning on it, you know?
Yeah, totally. Love it. Maybe let's move on to the segment, the sauce segment, where we break apart a song and we just talk a little bit about what went into it.
This is the fun part.
I don't know if I came up with the name The Sauce or if somebody recommended it to me. So if somebody actually recommended it to me, please let me know so that I'm not taking credit where it's not due.
It's a dope name.
Well, it kind of came from the podcast Secret Sonics, was because I wanted to get to the secret sauce of how people make their records. Kind of, that was the idea initially, but things have changed since then. But I'm sticking with the name, right? The branding has gone on long enough.
There you go.
And so we're gonna do the sauce segment. So we're gonna actually break apart a song that's already been done in this podcast. However, it was done by a mastering engineer by Brandon Allshouse. So we're gonna do the mix for Xanman's Trying. What is it?
I'm trying to yeah.
I'm Trying to Yeah by Xanman. So I'm just gonna bring it up and we'll both listen, or I'm gonna listen in real time.
Actually, you also get the added benefit because I was also the tracking engineer on there.
Oh, all right. So now we're gonna have the entire process in the show. Okay, so everything you need to know about that went into this track is being laid out for you in Secret Sonics. So let me just pull up the track real quick, and I'm going to listen to about 90 seconds of it, and then we'll talk about it. Cool?
Mm-hmm. I'm talking my shit. I got my stick. You're not going to click. If a nigga don't know me, then he better know. I got a paper cut as far as the straight to go. They say he had a high nigga ass having cold. My nigga used to cook dope, get a better stove. I got a new Gucci code, this ain't fashion, no. She said she wanna settle down, I can drag her so. Plain Jane on my wrist with a pad to go. I hit a bit in the trap with a match to go. Big Zan always gon' talking shit, yeah. Stick in the party like who started it, yeah. Big 40 on me, now you targeted, yeah. Don't get a feature, I ain't logging it. I'm trying, yeah. I'm trying, yeah. I'm trying, yeah. I'm trying, yeah. Struggle like, yeah. Hit it like, yeah, I'm trying, 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 yeah, struggle like, yeah, hit it like, yeah, I'm trying, yeah, I'm trying, yeah. Ooh, I been caught that friend in my Highland. Hold up, got a bad and want some Louis now. Christian Dior Louis now. Got a Cartier frame and a Louis pouch. Got a bad bitch with a whole booty out. Got a bad bitch coming in my house, yeah. You got all the money, nigga, kick it out, yeah. Hey, you got a boyfriend, I do not care. Baby, off your back, put it in your mouth, yeah. We in that together, baby, I'm just trying, yeah. Hit it from the back, let me pull on your head. Nigga in the kitchen like you cooking small fry. 23 in the clip like they ball guy. I got a Southeast, bitches tell me all about. You know I'm just trying to, yeah, they all mine. Yeah, baby, yeah, they all mine. Feeling like stunner, I'm just trying to hit you 4 times. Explore your body, baby, you can be my tour guy. She wanna chubby nigga, she don't wanna tall guy.
Cool, awesome, man. Super crisp. Love the vocals, and I love the 808, like low end, massive. Yeah, so tell me a bit about what went into that song and the production.
So that record actually came about on the second day that Xanman actually ended up coming to the studio. So it was literally his second time ever coming to my studio, ever. My one of my other engineers that work here, he's a stupid huge Xanman fan. So when I didn't even know who he was, I was just like, do you know this guy? And he's just like, oh my God, he's my favorite artist. And I'm just like, oh, cool. And so They had a session together on the first day, and he just felt so defeated because he didn't feel like he was himself. And so I said, don't worry about it. He's coming back tomorrow. I'll go ahead and do the session. And we did that record. When it comes to recording, I've mainly most of my life grown up around rappers and singers. I just got fortunate to be around a lot of singer-songwriters as well. So singing at this very moment in time, rappers that like to sing is like amazing for me. So it's like, this is like the time that has been allotted for me to shine. So I love it because I can help them sing better. Everyone loves to use auto-tune, but I help them sing better into the auto-tune. So it's not just this weird robotic kind of vibe all the time. You still hear it as an effect, but at the same time, it's the smoothness that people are used to hearing. So I help them navigate through that. The tracking session was done through my trusty Advanced Audio CM800T, which is a Sony C800 clone. We went from there into my Warm Audio 73. And on the insert of that, I have my Clark Technic 76 and my Clark Technic 2A that I've had modified. And the vocal came out sounding great. Fun fact, the vocal and the record sounded so good that the people at the label thought that was the mix. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, they thought that was the mix. And I was just like, no. And they were like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, I mix. Don't worry. I got you. They're like, okay. So what happened was, though, there was actually a different beat for this record.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, it's unfortunate. It's really, really, really unfortunate because the original beat was wow. The new beat is great. It's a great record. Don't get me wrong. It's a really great record and people love it all over the place. But there is an original version of it and you're going to have to hunt it down, but it's out there. That was the one that even the label recognized was a hit record. And it was very much out of his normal comfort zone of doing records, but it was definitely a hit kind of record. The problem is the producer on the original one it was a sample that he had in there that unfortunately was illegal. So,
oh man,
and there was no way to get that. There was no way to get it cleared. So it had to get remade. The new producer, awesome producer, remade it, did an awesome job, but the record itself was built on a whole different kind of feel. Again, this producer is awesome though, because he remade this record over the vocals we had. So they send it to me. I was able to switch it out in the mix, and that was like, cool, mix the record, and there we go.
That's so interesting you say that, because I kind of can almost hear that there's something a little wobbly about the rhythm between like the vocal and the beat. But I'm not sure like if it was on purpose or not. You know what I mean?
So it's part of his style to be that way, and in this particular case, it worked in his favor because it's part of his style. So his fan base was like, cool, but his core fan base, he's always
like kind of like he's like floating around like the center one,
the
entire time,
and his core fan base loves it. They just go wild for it, and I'll just be like, hey, you like it, I love it, let's do it. And it's just like
nice,
because I had never experienced anything like that either. I'm very old school hip hop. Like, yeah, everything has to be there. You got to be on point.
Right.
And even if you're going to bob and weave in and out of the beat, it always leads to some kind of finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With him, it's very much a fluid movement. And I had
he does have a center.
Yeah.
And it like I was like just now when I was listening, I was like something about the beat is like lopsided, but like he somehow still gets his flow into the center somehow.
And then the hook is catchy. The hook is catchy, and you're just like it's definitely this. It's very hypnotizing.
Yeah,
if that's the word I can use on here. It's very hypnotizing.
Sure.
So
interesting.
I don't know if Brandon. I don't know if Brandon touched on this. So this particular record actually has two different mastering engineers.
Yes, that's what we spoke about, which is also super interesting. Yeah.
So So I will give you even more lore that can go along with this record. At the time, I was actually also in the middle of changing my converter. So I was using a Black Lion Audio Sparrow